Love is the most complex yet beautiful emotion we experience in life. It connects us to others, brings warmth and joy, and often gives us a sense of purpose. But love, when placed in the wrong hands or misunderstood, can be just as damaging as it is uplifting. We've all seen it or felt it, how love can take us to the highest of highs, but also drop us to the lowest of lows. What makes the difference between the two? It's not just who we love, but how we approach love itself. When you invest your heart in someone who doesn't reciprocate your feelings or value you, love can start to feel like a burden, even a curse. You become addicted to the idea of winning their affection, chasing them harder the more they pull away. But the harder you chase, the more you lose your self-worth and dignity. It becomes a vicious cycle of seeking validation from someone who cannot or will not give you the love you deserve. But here's the thing. You're not powerless. You don't have to be stuck in this cycle. You can turn the tables, reclaim your self-respect, and even change the way they see you. In this video, I'm going to share with you 7 powerful psychological strategies that will not only help you regain control of your life and your emotions, but also flip the dynamic so that they start to seek you out. Rule 1. Don't give away your attention too easily. Attention is currency. Think about it. When you give something valuable away too freely, it loses its worth. Your attention is no different. If you're always available, always answering their calls or messages right away, you start to become part of the background noise of their life. And as much as that may hurt to hear, it's the truth. People start to take for granted the things they assume will always be there. Instead of making yourself available at a moment's notice, take a step back. Don't always be the first to respond. Create a little distance. This doesn't mean you should ignore them or act uninterested, but rather make them earn your attention. Your time and energy are valuable, and the moment you show that you won't just hand it out, you'll notice a shift in how people treat you. By being more selective with your attention, you increase your value in their eyes. They start to realize that your presence in their life is something special, not something they can take for granted. And once you begin to hold back, even just a little, you'll see them start to work harder for your time. Suddenly, you're no longer the one chasing. You've become someone worth chasing. Rule 2. Stop over-investing in the relationship. Relationships should be a two-way street, but too often, we find ourselves doing all the work, making the plans, keeping the communication alive, ensuring the connection stays strong. Over time, this imbalance can wear you down. It's emotionally draining to be the only one trying, and the more effort you put in without reciprocation, the more it reinforces the idea that they can get by with minimal effort. It's time to pull back and let them show their commitment to the relationship. If someone is truly interested in you and values what you bring to their life, they will step up when you stop doing everything. Give them the space and opportunity to put in the effort, and see how they respond. When you stop over-investing, you create a natural test for the relationship. Are they willing to match your energy and effort? Do they care enough to make plans, initiate conversations, and contribute to the relationship's growth? If they don't, it's a clear sign that you've been putting in too much work for someone who isn't equally invested. This approach not only protects your emotional well-being, but ensures that your relationships are built on mutual respect and effort. Rule 3. Demonstrate that you don't need them for happiness. One of the biggest misconceptions people have in relationships is that they need someone else to make them happy. This belief can lead to emotional dependence, where your entire mood and sense of self-worth are tied to how someone else treats you. But here's a powerful truth. You don't need anyone else to complete you. You are whole on your own. When you show that you are capable of living a fulfilled, happy life without constantly needing their presence or approval, you become incredibly attractive. Confidence and independence are qualities that draw people in, and when they see that you're happy and thriving on your own, they will naturally start to view you in a different light. You're no longer someone who is dependent on them for joy, but someone they want to be around because you bring value to their life. This isn't about pretending you don't care. It's about showing that you can stand on your own 2 feet and that your happiness is your responsibility, not theirs. Once you embrace this mindset, not only will you feel more empowered, but they will begin to see you as someone who enhances their life, not someone who relies on them for validation. Rule 4. Be emotionally self-sufficient. Emotional dependence can feel like quicksand. The more you rely on someone else for emotional stability, the deeper you sink into needing them to feel okay. But emotions are tricky. People can't always be there to pick you up when you're down, and when they're not, it leaves you feeling abandoned. That's why emotional independence is crucial. Instead of relying on someone else to soothe your feelings or provide constant reassurance, start developing your own emotional strength. Practice self-reflection, build a solid support system of friends and family, and find ways to process your emotions without leaning on a romantic partner. This doesn't mean shutting them out or acting cold. It's about not needing them to regulate your emotional state. When you take control of your own emotional well-being, it not only empowers you but changes the dynamic in the relationship. Suddenly, you're no longer the person who needs constant care or validation. You become someone who can handle their own ups and downs. This strength makes you more desirable and more respected. It's about becoming the kind of person who others look up to, not the one they feel they have to care for. Rule 5. Be ready to walk away if you're not treated right. Respecting yourself means being willing to walk away from situations and relationships that do not value you. If someone treats you like an afterthought, a second option, or doesn't make you feel important, you need to set clear boundaries. Love is not about settling for less than you deserve. Walking away can be one of the hardest things to do, but it is also one of the most empowering. When you show that you are willing to cut ties with anyone who doesn't treat you with respect, you set a high standard, not only for them but for yourself. You send a message that your worth is non-negotiable, and if they cannot meet that standard, they are not worth your time. This action alone will often change how people treat you. The fear of losing someone who values themselves enough to walk away makes others take notice. You'll find that when you stop tolerating poor treatment, you not only command more respect, but you attract people who are willing to step up to meet your standards. Rule 6. Stop seeking their validation. One of the most freeing things you can do is stop looking for others to validate you. Whether it's their approval of your actions, your looks, or your decisions, constantly seeking someone else's opinion diminishes your power. The truth is, you don't need anyone's permission to feel good about yourself. Your value doesn't depend on how they see you. It's rooted in how you see yourself. The moment you stop seeking their validation, you take control of your life. You become more confident, more decisive, and more independent. When you shift away from needing external validation, something interesting happens. They start to respect you more. When they realize you're not waiting for their approval, they begin to see you as someone who is secure in their own identity. This change in perspective makes you more attractive and desirable because confidence is magnetic. Rule 7. Don't always show how much you care. There's a fine balance between showing someone you care and overwhelming them with too much too soon. It's important to express your feelings, but when you give away everything too quickly, it can make people feel like they don't have to work for your affection. You've given them the prize without the effort. Hold back a little. Not to play games, but to create a sense of intrigue. Let them earn your love and attention. When people have to work for something, they value it more. By not laying all your cards on the table, you give them a reason to chase you, to earn your affection. When they have to wonder a little about how much you care, it keeps the relationship dynamic and exciting. They will begin to appreciate the moments you do show your feelings, knowing that your love is something special. Keep some mystery alive, and watch how they start valuing your attention even more. You've reached the end of this video, but before you leave, I want to challenge you. Are you ready to be the person who is valued, respected, and loved? Or will you continue to settle for less and chase love that's not truly yours? The choice is in your hands. I dare you to take a stand for yourself. In the comments, write, "I will be the person who does not seek love, but creates my own happiness." Saying it is the first step toward becoming someone who commands respect and love, not by seeking it, but by being strong within yourself. If you're serious about changing your life and gaining more unfiltered, no-nonsense insights on how to become stronger in your relationships and within yourself, hit that subscribe button. Together we'll keep growing, and you'll find the inner strength to never settle for anything less than you deserve.